Chicago and the Philippines. A comprehensive review of the week's special community events, featuring many exciting personalities, handled by the most professional Chicago Philippine Reports TV staff.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Chicago Philippine Reports TV, still the #1 Filipino show in the Midwest. I'm Gurley Pascual. Welcome to our show. Today we have all the top stories from the Philippines. We also have what's happening in our own Filipino American community of Chicago. We have interesting interviews led by our very own executive producer, Miss Veronica Leighton. We have Brigitte, Cueter, Carino. All these are coming up and more. Afterward from our sponsors, please stay with us.
Yan! Dito na! Perfect!
The Senate session hall is ready for the resumption of legislative sessions next week. But waiting by the side, the witness stand that will be used for the impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Duterte. The presentation of the articles of impeachment against the VP was moved to June 11 from June 2. The convening of the impeachment court, senator judges taking their oath, and issuing the writ of summons for the VP will also happen on June 11. Senate President Francis Escudero says this will give them time to tackle priority legislative measures before the 19th Congress adjourns sine die. Majority of the 24-man Senate of the 20th Congress will be judging an impeachment for the first time.
Mixed emotions, but definitely more of so much responsibility. Kasi even nung sinusukatan akong robe, iba na yung feeling. And nung sinuot ko na this time, at humarap ako sa salamin, parang yun yung unang naramdaman ko, yung responsibility. Great responsibility.
7 judged the trial of then Chief Justice Renato Corona in 2012, while Senator Loren Legarda and Senator-elect Vicente Soto III judged both the Corona trial in 2012 and the Joseph Estrada trial in 2000.
Preparing for the impeachment is more than just wearing our gowns, right? No, but really, well, reading the rules of this and the past impeachments and getting ourselves emotionally ready as well.
Only 5 are lawyers. This early, former Senate President and Senator-elect Vicente Soto III sees one question haunting the proceedings: whether the trial can cross over to the 20th Congress, since the 19th Congress will almost certainly not finish it before its term expires. There is a conflict between the Senate rules, which state that all unfinished business dies by the end of the term. But the impeachment rules say trials should go on until it is finished. This is why Soto believes the Supreme Court may be called to rule, though its ruling may still be subject to the Senate's decision.
There is a particular provision in the Senate rules that jibe with the Constitution, which is when the Senate adjourns sine die, everything dies. You will have to refile in the next Congress. Everything.
Outgoing Senate Minority Leader Aquilino Pimentel III points out cases in ordinary courts don't get junked because the judge is gone, which should also be the case in the impeachment court. Soto believes the electoral politics for 2028 will be part of the calculus, especially those running in the 2028 elections. 8 senators are eligible for re-election. 4 may vie for other positions.
It will definitely affect yung mga na-elect tapos na yan. Ang bantayan mo yung mga re-electionist. Sila ang mag-iisip mabuti kung paano gagawin dahil on 2028 re-election ni sila. Diba? So titingnan nilang mabuti at bago sila mag-desisyon kung paano ang gagawin nila. Kaming natapos na yung election, nandiyan kami sa 20th Congress, we will most probably decide with impartiality.
Soto believes the Senate can play a role in President Marcos Jr.'s call for reconciliation if the impeachment does not happen.
Pwede. We can start with it in the Senate. Tignan natin muna kung paano magiging kilos sa Senado. And then a reconciliation in the Senate would be, kumbaga sa merong ripple effect yan. It might have a ripple effect on the rest of the country. Diba? Kung magkaroon ng ganon sa Senado.
The latest SWS Commission survey shows majority of Filipinos believe the Vice President should address the impeachment charges filed against her. The survey commissioned by the Strat-based group shows 88% of respondents insist that the Vice President answer all allegations pertaining to corruption to clear her name. 93% believe she must work to prioritize the country's needs. 81% of respondents also want Duterte to stop politicizing and to stop criticizing the government and its initiatives.
With both hands and feet in shackles, it's the end of the line for former Negros Oriental Representative Arnulfo Teves Jr. in Timor-Leste. Timorese officials handed him over to officials of the Department of Justice, National Bureau of Investigation, and the Bureau of Immigration. At 2:42 p.m. Thursday Philippine time, the Philippine Air Force C-295 aircraft left Dili and brought Teves back to the Philippines to face his 2019 and 2023 multiple murder cases. Teves is the supposed mastermind of the March 4, 2023 attack in Pamplona, Negros Oriental, which led to the death of then-Governor Roel de Gamo and 9 others.
He's already in Philippine custody, in the custody of our government. Iuwi natin siya para maharap niya lahat ng mga paratang sa kanya. Naghintay kami ng 2 taon para mangyari ito.
Upon arrival in the Philippines, Teves will undergo standard operating procedures for arrested individuals.
Siyempre, health check, piano meaning fingerprints, biometrics. Tapos ibubuk yung ibubuk siya. Yun na yun. Tapos he'll be brought to court para ma-arrange siya.
Third custody, sinong may hawak?
And so he can face his accusers and face the prosecution.
The DOJ explained that they went the deportation route instead of extradition through the Timorese Court of Appeal. In a statement by the Timorese government, Teves was deported by the Ministry of the Interior because he did not have a valid visa and Philippine passport.
I was challenging one of the people who wanted to bridge our countries that the executive should assert their right to deport people who are not really who should be those who should be declared persona non grata. Kasi nga ganun executive function yan.
Teves' lawyer Ferdinand Topacio criticized the move of the Philippine and Timorese governments, noting that the court granted their petition for habeas corpus.
Hindi po dapat na-deport dahil nga po dun sa naipaliwanag ko po kahapon na mayroon pong isang desisyon na pinal ang hukuman ng Timor-Leste na nagsasabing hindi po legal ang extradition sa ilalim ng saligang batas ng Timor-Leste sa maraming kadahilanan. Nakasama nito ay nanganganib ang buhay ni Congressman Teves.
Because of the deportation, facing the cases in the Philippines has become inevitable for Teves and his lawyers.
We will avail of all legal avenues that are available to us in order to protect the rights and interests of our client. Nananalig po kami na wala po siyang kasalanan and that kami po ay ngayon ay maaari nang mag-participate sa hukuman with the other co-counsels in order to take an active role in the proceedings.
Pamplona Mayor Janice De Gamo, widow of the governor, said justice is coming and the long wait for Teves to be brought back to the Philippines is almost over. The Anti-Terrorism Council, which declared Teves as a terrorist, believes that the deportation of the former lawmaker is crucial in the fight against terrorism, impunity, and politically motivated violence.
Following his successful handling of high-profile cases, including the search and arrest of televangelist Apollo Kibuloy and serving of arrest warrant to former President Rodrigo Duterte, Police Major General Nicolas Torre III was picked by President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. as the next head of the Philippine National Police.
The incoming PNP chief is Police Major General Nicolas D. Torre III.
A graduate of Philippine National Police Academy, tagapaglungsad class of 1993, 55-year-old Torre, who hails from Holosulu, is the first PNPA graduate to become PNP chief. General Torre earned his stripes leading the Quezon City Police District, Davao Regional Police, Western Samar Provincial Police Office, as well as Batangas City and Mabalacat Police Stations. He also has experience in intelligence and field operations, including stints in the Central Luzon and Mimaropa Police. In 2018, Torre faced a case for grave misconduct but was eventually dismissed. As regional director in Davao, he led the operation to arrest Kibuloy before he was promoted as director of the Criminal Investigation and Detection Group. As CIDG chief, he served the warrant of arrest to Duterte before he was turned over to the Interpol and brought to The Hague.
May kinalaman po kaya yung naging handling niya, mga ganong operation sa naging choice ng Pangulo?
Alam mo, si Presidente always demands performance. Kahit na ano yung pinagawa sa iyo, you must have, you must exhibit some level, high degree level of performance. So maybe that is one. But there may be other qualities of General Torre that he might have considered in comparison to the qualities of those others who were not given this responsibility.
Another reward ng Pangulo yung kanyang
Alam mo, lahat ng promotion reward yan, ano? But most promotions are given on merit. So let us assume that this was given on merit because, you know, it was not an easy decision on the part of the President. He considered, to my recollection, 5 names.
Torre will replace General Romel Francisco Marbil, whose term extension is set to expire on June 7.
We're so happy na talagang at least yung mga tao na wala nang pangamba na talagang tuloy-tuloy po yung programa natin. Kung mas senior, it will be better for the Philippine National Police. Para tuloy-tuloy po yung reforma natin, yung internal cleansing po natin. And sabi ko yung pagbabago, magandang serbisyo sa Philippine National Police.
From June 2025, Torre will have 1 year and 9 months before his retirement in March 2027. Torre thanks supporters through a social media post. Interior Secretary John Vic Remulla says he has utmost regard for Torre's abilities, adding that the President made an excellent choice. Former Senator and now Congresswoman-elect Laila De Lima also congratulated Torre on his appointment. De Lima believes that under Torre's leadership, the PNP can further restore public trust and reaffirm its role as protector of the people.
Do you need to get your hands on some extra money right now? Maybe $25,000 or more? If you're a homeowner, now is the perfect time to get cash out. While homes in many neighborhoods like yours have gone up in value, you can use the money for anything. It's yours. You can buy an investment property, pay for college, pay off higher interest debt, or make home improvements. A cash-out refinance is the perfect solution to get the cash you need. If you need $25,000, $50,000, or even $100,000, now's the time. Home values are up, and so is your equity. We offer you a way to use it. No need to sell your home or use your savings. Call New American Funding now and speak to a cash-out refi specialist and see how much cash out you can get.
Call New American Funding at 855-332-3929. That's 855-332-3929. Call 855-332-3929.
ViaTimes, vital news, vibrant views for the Filipino Asian communities in Chicago. ViaTimes for your most interesting and exciting reading and your party coverages. ViaTime has very interesting columnists. You name it, ViaTimes has it. Law, Filipino news, dentistry, immigration, humor, serious opinions, health, beauty, mysticism, Bata Corner, showbiz, and intelligently written editorials. Call ViaTimes at 773-866-0811.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat and welcome to Veronica segment of the show. Today, I have a very young beauty, and she has reigned in our community in some functions, and she will be talking about it, and also she'll be talking about her school and her recent project. This little lady is really very, very good in what she's doing. She really amazes me. And I'm really very proud to introduce to you this young lady from, I don't know, she will introduce herself. Her name is Sophia Francisco. Right? Sophia is the last name, did I say? Yes. Okay. Yes. Sophia, all right. Welcome to our show.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Introduce yourself to our viewing audience first.
Hello, my name is Sophia Francisco. I'm a junior at Wakanda High School, soon to be a senior. And for my school project, I do lots of community service like FBLA and student council, as well as National Honor Society, which I volunteer in 60 hours my whole school year with like feed my serving children and helping the community. But outside of school, I like to participate in the Santa Cruz and Fashion Show, as well as I was selected Miss Teen Philippines for 2019 of the Philippine Independence Week Committee.
Okay, Sophia, it's always amazing to find a young person like you being involved in our Filipino American community, and really, I really appreciate you for doing that. And recently in your school, you had some kind of a project that I think it's now over, but if for some future days you might have another project, our audience will be familiar to your face. Okay. So talk about it. How did you do with that project?
So with this project, I'm in this club called Future Business Leaders of America, and this is basically a business club where I get to compete in area, state, and national in my country. And so when I participated in state leadership, that was in Springfield, Illinois, I competed against 10 other girls, and for you to be placed into nationals, you have to be the top 4. So my project was the electronic career portfolio, and I talk about myself, my own career, and why I'd be fit for a career. And for the career that I picked and what I want to be is a dermatologist and a nurse as well. And so I had to show them my resume, why I'm qualified for it, and what I research about dermatologists. And with this, I placed 3rd in the state level, and I was so happy. And now I'm able to go to nationals in California, Anaheim, as well as that's in June.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Right, amazing. All right. Oh, Sophia, with all your activities that you're doing in your life, who do you credit for being involved in there? Among your family, I don't, you can mention your father or your mother. Okay, who is your driving force in getting
Yeah. My driving force is mostly to my mother and my father because they allow me to be in these clubs, and with this, it helps me learn new stuff, like how to be responsible and how to help out others people, and it really helps me learn. And I wouldn't be able to do any of this without my mother's help with driving me there, driving me back, funding for it, and everything else.
Great, terrific. Okay. Tell us, in your, do you speak Tagalog?
Not much.
You were born here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us, how would you describe our community pertaining to your involvement in its projects?
So for PIWC, with me being selected as Miss Teen Philippines, it was really nice having picnics and helping out seniors in the community, like volunteering for and feeding them, as well as being selected and showing off beautiful dresses there. It was an amazing experience, and I get to meet new people, which is really fun. And with the Santa Cruz and Fashion Show, it was such a beauty to show off the dresses that I had for myself, as well as get to see other people and see the different traditions and colors, as well as the different regions of the Philippines. Since I've never been to all of them, it was really interesting to see how beautiful they all were.
Do you always find some kind of fun or pleasure in doing all these projects for the community?
Yes, I love to be in fashion. When I was little, it was one of my dreams to be a fashion designer or be a model for fashion shows. And just like that, I did that with a sense of cruising. And I had so much fun being on stage and being cheered on by everyone because it felt so nice to be on spotlight and for everyone to compliment me because I felt so pretty when everyone else told me about it.
How proud are you in being involved like this in our Filipino American community?
I'm so proud. I really love doing this. I love Filipino food. I love the music. I love everything about being Filipino, as well as meeting people, and it was really nice.
Have you been back to the Philippines?
I went there last year.
All right. How did you find it?
It was amazing. I went there when it was winter break, so I wasn't in any snow, and it was really nice. I got to experience Christmas over there, and it was much different than what it is in the US because usually you go outside, go sledding, but every day in the Philippines, I went out with family, and I would go to the mall and shopping, as well as see all the lights, the carols, and meet try new food over there. I didn't like that I wouldn't have it in the US.
In your school, do you find yourself to be different from other from your classmates, or because of your being a Filipino?
When it comes to being different, I feel like it's only things that are like not familiar with them, which is like food or type of language over there. Cause or like relating to similar things that I would relate to. Cause most of the people there, oh, my school is really diverse, but most of the people there are sort of white or a different one. There's not much Filipinos in the school, but I find myself being able to communicate with everyone, and it seems everyone is so friendly. So I don't find much difficulties fitting in or anything because everyone is understanding.
Great. What do you want to do for your future?
I want to go to college for nursing and then maybe major under biochemistry and then have a bachelor's degree to go into dermatology.
Wow, terrific. What what an ambitious, really ambitious girl here. Who would be our future doctor, dermatologist, huh? All right, okay, because you have a beautiful face that you can start with anyway for dermatology, and I'm sure you will have a lot of fun.
Yes.
Okay, one last word to our young viewers out there who might want to follow your footsteps.
One thing I would say is really don't let anyone like stop you or tell you that you did bad on something. Even like you don't need to look for others' approvals in your own achievements because there are times when you might compare yourself to others, but you should look at your own like work and hard work for it because you did amazing on some things and you shouldn't always be criticized or take criticism from others.
Wow, what a terrific young girl. All right. Okay. So, how old are you now?
I'm 16.
Okay. So, in a couple of years, you'll be in college.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. I thank you for gracing our show today.
Thank you so much.
Until next time.
Of course. Thank you.
I'm so proud of you. Right. So, yeah, ever since like, okay. All right. Thank you so much for gracing our show.
Thank you.
Maraming salamat.
Mhm.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
At maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood. Ako po si Veronica. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye, Sophia.
This is a prayer and a reminder. All we have is now. Anak, umuwi ka na.
worldwide this morning, growing concern over a growing health crisis.
The World Health Organization has just declared that this is a pandemic.
Hi. I can't hug you. Don't touch me.
Over the last several days, we have seen peaceful demonstrations.
Protests over police brutality continued here in Austin.
Remember when you started going to college? You came home a liberal?
Dad, please.
That's what we do to you guys in school.
All these people that we never met and never will meet because of what had happened to them. It's just too much.
The way that our family communicates is not necessarily, it's not great.
What advice would you give for those of us that are struggling?
Deal with it.
I think the norm for our community has been to just stay silent and keep to your own business.
I could definitely be doing more than I'm doing right now, and I know that others can as well.
What if someone is called from God to be an activist?
I can answer the question.
Shouting revolution, oh wow, breaking each tradition.
You don't believe in the Black Lives Matter movement?
An advocacy group reporting at least 3,800 anti-Asian hate incidents since last March.
I'm kind of conflicted. I'm like, maybe I should move home and be here with them.
I hope that this moment makes you take a step forward and a step together in the right direction.
In order for a subject to not be taboo in our community, there always has to be someone to start that conversation.
Yeah. You speak up for me when I can't speak up for myself. And I've seen you do that for other people.
I see a lot of people who just kind of cut off friends and family, and I don't think I can do that. I love my parents.
This is a symbol of our voices. If you look at your neighbors around you, you will see who stands with you, who stands for you.
At least I know that you can stand up. That's the thing I'm so happy about.
It's more fun in the Philippines.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat and welcome to Veronica's segment of the show. Today, I have a very interesting and very popular, respected and renowned individual in our community. This woman is really very interesting, and she has been doing a lot of work in humanitarian contributions through medical mission. Her name is Miss Nora Chai. Do you know her? It's very
Good afternoon, people. Good afternoon, Vero.
Hi, Nora. Welcome to our show.
Thank you for this.
You have been around the community, the Filipino American Community of Chicago, and you are really doing a wonderful work out there serving the community.
Thank you.
And that work is as a medical missionary. Ms. Nora has been doing medical missionary work through the years. And let's hear from her because she's on her way to retirement, she's saying, and through all this work. Hi, Nora. Welcome to our show.
Hi, Cprtv. Thank you for giving me this privilege to be interviewed about our project in the Philippines.
Yes,
thank you.
I'm very thankful that you are gracing our show today. Nora, okay, can you please share with us some of the exciting and interesting experiences that you've done through medical mission?
Well, actually, this dream of being able to help marginalized kababayans started when after graduation, I worked at the USC Charity Hospital in the pediatric section of the hospital. And I saw the poverty and the need of the people because they didn't have money to cover the expenses in the hospital. And I promised that if I will be lucky in the future to have the kind of funding, I'll be able to help them. And that's how it began. My commitment with the Philippine Medical Association of Chicago started in 2005. So that would be 25 years. So I've been joining their mission through the years. And then, of course, I adapted other projects and we did outreach projects with my family members on a smaller scale. And it just, I guess, got bigger, better, and more fulfilling for the family. So, and the last one was actually after we had an accident in 2018, and I did promise because we were survivors that I would do payatas, which was in my bucket list, anyways, and Baseco. So I was able to do that. Baseco was this year in February 16, 2025. And I think promises that I gave out to friends that I would do the mission, it has been fulfilled. And I think that's going to be my last one because I'm already going to be 80 this year.
Well, yes, because you've been doing it through the years and maybe you are really getting sick. I mean, really tired of doing this.
Oh, it's time for me to attend to our personal stuff, at home and even start downsizing, I guess, and start moving and make life simple.
So professional, you are a nurse.
Oh, yes, I forgot to mention that.
You'll
The
be
bachelor's
working
degree.
as a nurse. And that's why you are doing a medical mission in your.
Oh, yes, I have to mention that. Yeah, I have a bachelor's degree from University of Santo Tomas. And I did work throughout in the ICU, CCU area of, in nursing. That's what I primarily did with my profession. Anyways, but then I sort of just joined the registry when I married Fred, so I was just registry or part-time through the years, maybe like working 2 days a week or once a week just to keep my license in order.
All right. And so out of your retirement was when you thought of doing this philanthropic work actually. And and this is just for the Philippines or what? Have you done other countries for your medical missions?
Not really. I was going to join the Bolivia group, but for some reason it did not happen. But my heart also was if I have to go to another country, I would rather go to the Philippines and touch different areas in the Philippines because we really, really need help. I mean, the people do need help as far as medical, surgical, even dental, even as simple as circumcision. There's just so much that the Filipino people can benefit from doing the mission in our country.
I think you're still young to retire from what you're doing.
Veronica, I'm going to be 80 this year.
You're still young. Look at you. You still look so pretty.
We will still continue to contribute, participate, but nothing big anymore because this last one was actually our medical, dental, and surgical mission. And it was really, it was successful and it was really big. But I was lucky because we had a lot of good, dynamic donors and volunteers. So I couldn't have done it without them anyway. So it was really very fulfilling and a good experience, a very good experience for the family members who joined us, which is our children and grandchildren.
Yeah, you also
So,
invite your children and in-laws, right?
yes, yes, yes. Even our 4 years old was distributing goods, and she was just became a different person. She's usually throw a temper tantrum, but in the mission, none of that. She was going around distributing goodies, snacks, loaf of bread. She was just simply happy doing it. And she asked me if I'm gonna do the mission again. Not not that she knows what mission really means, but she did ask me if we can do it again.
That's
So
very nice. A very good example to show your children and grandchildren how to help other people. And
yeah, I hope so. I hope so.
you have mentioned a little
That they
while.
will continue that.
Very good.
So, anyways, yeah, it is a good feeling that, you know, actually the I always say the phrase, and Brian actually wrote it down in the book that they wrote for about the mission. And I would summarize it by saying, this mission, even if you do the medical, giving the medicines, or well, the dental, which is good, but the surgical is more of a life-changing procedure for the kids because of the cleft lip or upper palate or removal of the tumor. And the goods distribution for me is actually just temporary in the sense that you just give them a good day for one day. And I always say it's like a speck of light that we are able to give to our kababayans because their lives they're living is dark. They're in the dark. And but for the people, they really what do you call it? A yearning for like food. So that one day doing the goods distribution is like fiesta for them. And to me, it's like it's a speck of light that I give them to those lives who are in the dark. A lot of the children even go through garbage to look for food. So when you give them something good, like even simple carne norte, they'd say, sarap lola, kasi mas masarap kaysa sa basura. That I was told to me by a girl, and I always remember that.
Okay. You were talking earlier about these places that you went to, the Maseco and the Payatas. Can you please explain to our viewing audience what these places are in the Philippines?
Okay, make it quick. Payatas is known as the Smoky Mountain. Payatas was a garbage dump, and it became so huge, like, well, it's like a mountain or mountain hill. And a lot of the people do live on the base of the garbage, or most of them would live on top of the garbage because that is their source of livelihood. They do recycling, and a lot of them just live on top of the garbage dump. So it was emitting methane, so that's why they called it Smoky Mountain. But one day it erupted and then buried a lot of people. From what I understand, 700 people were buried alive, and that is Payatas. The garbage now has been moved to Montalban, so they have cleared up that area and it's fenced. So I don't know what the project is going to be for that one. And then Baseco is actually, I really don't know the details, but it's called Bataan Shipping Engineering Company, which was started by the Marcoses. And I guess it was maybe a dockyard, a shipping, or I don't know, maybe Philippines was doing business in Asia, or maybe I was even thinking maybe that was the time they were doing something with the Bataan project. And but then when Cory Aquino came into power, she sequestered the whole area. Then eventually, when the time for former President GMA, she sequestered, I'm sorry, Cory Aquino sequestered, and then GMA took it back and then opened up the area for our kababayans to be able to reside there. I guess I don't want to use the word squatter, but they were allowed to live there, for free. So there was an influx of a lot of people from the south, and it became a residential community. But it is now the biggest poor urban community in the Philippines, Baseco. Or they have port area and they have also Tondo. That's Baseco.
Is there some kind of a kind of a hill or mountain that they built, or to live in?
No, Payatas, no. It was all garbage dump. That's why it became parang, hindi naman mountain, but just, a big amount, tall amount, many garbage disposals from different places. And so it became like a hillside. Now, Baseco, no, there's no mountain, or it's not a garbage dump area, but it's more residential area that it was open for the people of the Philippines to stay for free. So people came all over from the north, actually marami from Mindanao and the Visayas area.
And their daily living is by rummaging through the basura.
Yeah, the Baseco people. Sorry, Payatas people. Yes. That was their livelihood. They went through the garbage, and then they'll collect like plastic bottles, paper goods, that's being recycled. And of course, a lot of them, because they're hungry, they do search for food, leftover. So narinig mo yung, ano bang tawag doon, where they get the leftovers and then they stir fry it and then they sell it, or that's their food for the day. I forgot the term that they use, but they collect all the leftover food, like extra food from, McDonald's, Jollibee. Oops, sorry, I'm mentioning them, but something like that. I think you know the term. But anyway, so that was their livelihood.
I see. So, well, helping people like this, I'm sure really it makes a tug in your heart, and I really don't know how you could do it all these years, but must really be your humanitarian heart to be helping.
Yeah, it started many years ago, and actually I was able to involve the kids, and we did small scale outreach, doing Hospicio de San Jose orphanage, and I took them also to some poor areas like even Tondo, and we did also Gawad Kalinga, which is in Bulacan and Parañaque, and I am proud to say that we were able to help and build 50 homes for the people dislodged from the river of Marikina. And they were transferred to Towerville, which during our time, I think it's Sapangpalay. And those things happen without plans. It just happened. I guess I was meant to go back there and do something, because I did go to Sapangpalay when I was in senior year of my nursing profession.
What tips can you give to our viewing audience, or for those people who want to follow your footsteps?
Oh no. Many times I also say, what am I doing here? When you do this charity work in the Philippines, it's like I've asked myself too, what is the government doing about this? But if you really look around, even the United States, we do encounter homeless people. So putting that aside, I just thought I will just do the best I can to be able to make a difference in someone's life. Never mind about politics, government, or whoever. That is my personal agenda with Fred and my family. And because it is a satisfying experience, it just so meaningful. You know, I can't explain it to you, but to see a smile of a kid who was eating like the small amount of pancit we gave him, it's so hard to describe. Indescribable feeling. Happy. I'm really happy. Actually, that's why for many years I really don't talk about our charity project with for the most part with the other people.
Well,
I just want to do it as I call that, diba, we have purpose in our lives, you know. And when we had an accident, I think something was telling me that I have to give back more because we survived and we are alive. So.
All right, very good. Dora, I know you're
Yes, ma'am.
I thank you for gracing our show today. So we're running out of time. And I congratulate you for doing the good deed that you're doing for the people of our community and the Philippines. And also, I've heard that you're going to be the recipient of the Humanitarian Award in this upcoming.
I don't know about that. I don't know if I will qualify.
Congratulations.
It's okay. Reward or no reward, I will continue.
I want to tell our viewing audience that Nora was a recipient of our the ViaTimes Cprtv Hall of Fame twice already. And the last one was she was the Woman of the Year for the Chicago Filipino Asian American Hall of Fame. All right, Nora, good luck to you and congratulations.
Thank you for your friendship. Thank you. I'll see you soon.
And more blessings for the coming years for you.
More blessings for all of us. God bless.
Thank you.
This is a prayer and a reminder. All we have is now. Anak, umuwi ka na.
Worldwide this morning, growing concern over a growing health crisis.
The World Health Organization has just declared that this is a pandemic.
Hi. I can't hug you. Don't touch me.
Over the last several days, we have seen peaceful demonstrations.
Protests over police brutality continued here in Austin.
Remember when you started going to college? You came home a liberal?
Dad, please.
That's what we do to you guys in school.
All these people that we never met and never will meet because of what had happened to them. It's just too much.
The way that our family communicates is not necessarily, it's not great.
What advice would you give for those of us that are struggling?
Deal with it.
I think the norm for our communities has been to just stay silent and keep to your own business.
I could definitely be doing more than I'm doing right now, and I know that others can as well.
What if someone is called from God to be an activist?
I can answer that question.
Shouting revolution, oh wow, breaking each tradition.
You don't believe in the Black Lives Matter movement?
An advocacy group reporting at least 3,800 anti-Asian hate incidents since last March.
I'm kind of conflicted. I'm like, maybe I should move home and be here with them.
I hope that this moment makes you take a step forward and a step together in the right direction.
In order for a subject to not be taboo in our community, there always has to be someone to start that conversation.
Yeah. You speak up for me when I can't speak up for myself. And I've seen you do that for other people.
I see a lot of people who just kind of cut off friends and family, and I don't think I can do that. I love my parents.
This is a symbol of our voices. If you look at your neighbors around you, you will see who stands with you, who stands for you.
At least I know that you can stand up. That's the thing I'm so happy about.
We would like to welcome all of you to Baladna Jewelry. We have a very big selection of 21 karat gold jewelry imported from the Middle East, from Dubai, Saudi, and Bahrain. And we have a very big selection of diamond. We offer free financing for 6 months, and we have a layaway system which you can leave your stuff for 3 months. We repair gold and we buy old gold. Welcome to Baladna Jewelry.
Salamat po.
Good afternoon. This is Brigitte Carino Cueter bringing you this week's local news from our community. President Trump blasted out a fiery Memorial Day message first thing Monday, ripping the Biden administration for allowing scores of violent illegal migrants into the United States. Happy Memorial Day to all, including the scum that spent the last 4 years trying to destroy our country through warped radical left minds, he raged in a lengthy all-caps Truth Social post. The commander-in-chief blasted the prior administration for its open border policy put in place by an incompetent president. In a significant development at CBS News, CEO Wendy McMahon announced her resignation on Monday, May 19th, intensifying the challenges at the network following recent insights into parent company Paramount's enhanced supervision of editorial content. McMahon's exit follows the resignation of 60 Minutes executive producer Bill Owens on April 22nd, who cited difficulties in maintaining editorial independence. McMahon's memo to staff indicated growing tensions within the company. It's become clear that the company and I do not agree on the path forward, McMahon stated, acknowledging that while leading CBS News was significant, recent months have been challenging. The Illinois Department of Natural Resources monitoring sightings of a black bear in southwestern Illinois. The bear was observed Monday in St. Clair County. An IDNR district wildlife biologist confirmed the sighting on Tuesday, and the animal was observed again Wednesday and Thursday, still in St. Clair County. The bear has had no interaction with humans, though it has damaged some beehives on a private property. IDNR's Wildlife Division reminds residents that although sightings of black bears in Illinois are rare, the potential exists that animals from neighboring states may be observed in Illinois over the next few months. With established populations in the adjacent states of Missouri and Wisconsin, occasional summer movements by bears into Illinois are anticipated, including past confirmed sightings in Joe Davies, Lake, Saline, Pope, Williamson, and Jackson counties. The Illinois Department of Public Health is advising private well owners to check if they are in the vicinity of community water systems that have shown elevated levels of one or more per and polyfluoroalkyl substances in testing conducted by the Illinois Environmental Protection Agency, Illinois EPA. Illinois EPA recently sent notices to 47 CWS and 10 CWS with emergency connections around the state whose systems indicated levels of PFAS in excess of groundwater quality standards. The presence of PFAS, also known as forever chemicals, in the source water for those CWSs means there could also be elevated levels in the groundwater that supplies nearby private wells. IDPH recommends well owners in the vicinity of impacted CWS have their water tested by a private laboratory and consider other options such as installing carbon filters in their faucets. Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders have made invaluable contributions to our nation. Yet, for far too long, our history has been ignored and overlooked in the classroom, said Rep. Meng, chair of the Congressional Asian Pacific American Caucus. The Teaching Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander History Act aims to change that. I am proud to reintroduce this legislation with Senator Hirono to ensure that our stories are taught in schools and textbooks, especially at a time when AA and HPI communities are under attack by those who wish to erase our achievements and sacrifices. AA and HPI history is American history, and it deserves to be honored for generations to come. The Illinois Capital Development Board, in partnership with the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, state and local officials, and members of the campus community, joined together to celebrate a significant construction milestone for the Illini Hall replacement and Altgeld Hall renovation project. The groundbreaking event marks Phase 3 of construction, which involves constructing a new academic facility that will replace the former Illini Hall, serving as a central hub for education, research, and innovation in data science, mathematics, and statistics. The new 140,000 square foot facility will house the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences departments of mathematics and statistics, featuring lecture halls, classrooms, research labs, collaboration spaces, student organization meeting areas, faculty offices, and special program rooms. The second floor will be home to a new data science center as part of the University of Illinois hub of the Illinois Innovation Network, designed to meet LEED Platinum standards, the highest designation from the U.S. Green Building Council. The facility will prioritize modern sustainability practices throughout construction. That's all for today. Thank you for watching our news this week. This is Brigitte. See you next time.
So